Good morning, everyone. It is a wonderful Wednesday, and I'm Ms. Parkin. Let me adjust the camera, or can't do that. There we go. For Wednesday, I'm going to give some tips and tricks on how to manage your recorder. So, fourth and fifth grade are going to be learning recorders in music class, and we're going to go over a few of the notes that we'll be learning in music class. So, first off, the basics. When you're holding your recorder, the way it works is that your left hand, I'm going to mirror you. So I know technically this is my right hand, but you're just going to mirror me. Your left hand goes on top, your right hand goes on bottom. Now, if you're thinking, I'm right handed, Miss Parkin, my right hand should go on top. Unfortunately, I am right handed as well. And the rule that's been passed down for thousands and thousands of years is that the right hand always goes on top. And this is not just for recorder, but this is also for all woodwind instruments as well. So if you're thinking about doing band in middle school, this is something to be aware of, that if you do a woodwind instrument in band, your left hand is also going to go on top as well. That's just the rule. And we're not going to break 1,000 years of practice just because we're right handed and we want our right hand on top. So your left hand goes on top. And so your left hand, where your left hand goes, is that you're going to make three like this, just like this, not like this, kind of like a weird eared rabbit. And it goes 1, 2, 3. Now, on the very back of the recorder, there's a hole. Your thumb is going to go on that hole. And this note right here, this is the note G. So I'm going to walk through that again. You have 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3. They go 1, 2, 3. And the thumb hole gets covered by your thumb, because it's a thumb hole, on the back. Now, when you're pressing and covering the holes, you want to make sure you're covering the holes completely. If you end up getting little circles on your fingers, I don't know if you could see that. Let me try that again. So if you press down hard enough to make sure there's a nice seal to where no air can escape through these holes. So if you notice there's like a little circle indent on my finger, that means that I've covered the holes effectively. There's no air getting out. You might be wondering, well, why does it matter if air gets out? If air gets out, it causes it to squeak. So this is what a G sounds like. We have our 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3. Thumb hole covers the back. This is what a G should sound like. Now, if for some reason I let a leak out, like, oh, I'm not going to cover that hole very well, this is what it sounds like. So that's the sound we don't want. We want a nice, tuneful sound like that. If your recorder is squeaking and making a squeaking sound, it's either one of 2 things. Either there's some holes that are not being covered properly, and you can hear that and realize, ooh, I think I have a leak somewhere. I need to double check, make sure the holes that are supposed to be covered are fully covered. Or a squeak comes from using too much air pressure in the instrument. Like, okay, I can do this, like this. And by the way, if you're listening on earphones, just turn down the volume a little bit so you don't hurt yourself. So that squeak comes from too much air pressure. So 2 reasons that there might be a squeak. It's not the instrument's fault. It's just we're learning how to use it effectively to make a correct sound. So if it squeaks, it's one of 2 reasons. Either the holes are not covered up properly, or you're using too much air pressure when you're blowing into the instrument. And the note when I went over today is do, do, do. Okay, sorry, I get distracted. Is the pitch G. And for the pitch G, you have 3 fingers like a weird-eared bunny rabbit. 1, 2, 3. And thumb hole covered. And it should sound like this. And that's how to play your first note on the recorder. All right, bye guys.